Welcome to the ProEconomy podcast, where we discuss water quality with industry experts. So please check us out at www.proeconomy.com, where you can find out more about our Orca copper and silver ionization system for the control of disease-causing bacteria such as Legionella and Pseudomonas. If water hygiene is an issue, then please reach out. We hope you enjoy. Okay, so today I'm with George Kent, proprietor at AG Kent Alloys, and we'd like to talk a little bit about copper and silver ionization. So first things first, thank you so much, George, for joining me today for the ProEconomy podcast. So straight off the bat, what is copper and silver ionization?
Well, it's a system of keeping lives safe, and life depends on water. We drink in it, we wash in it, we cook, we bath in it, yes, and we swim in it.
Yeah.
And we can't do without it. So it's quite helpful if it's pure and doesn't do us damage. And you think, of course, if you don't get enough water, you die. So you've got to have water, and preferably clean. And how do you keep it clean when there's so many things working actually to stop you? Because water gets contaminated quite easily. And if you go to your swimming pool, which quite a lot of people do, you'll find that if you taste the water, it isn't very nice because somebody has felt it necessary to put chlorine in the water. The gas that poisoned our grandfathers when the Germans used it in the war, the First World War. You know, it's horrible to think that we've got to go and, well, we try not to drink the water in the pool, but you know, it's really not good for you. Chloramines are the byproduct, and they're in the water. It's just not a good idea, and most of us have to go and swim in water that's chlorinated, unfortunately. But there are people of good sense to have silver and copper cleaning the water. I use the illustration of the swimming pool because so many people do swim in a very healthy pastime. But if you can get a pool that's been purified with silver and copper, it is nicer. And it'll still be pure because silver kills bacteria and algae kills algae. Copper kills algae, I mean, and that the algae is the food for the bacteria. So you're killing both birds with these two stones, silver and copper. It's a combination really quite astonishing. And AG Kent, of course, the AG it happens to be for Angela and George, but it's also the chemical symbol for silver, so it's a pun.
And how exactly does copper and silver ionization work in terms of
Well, it is quite complicated. You might have to look at a damn good website to see, because people have illustrated these things pictorially. But we've got really minute amounts of silver and copper, and they're there actually as positively charged ions, which if you're not technically minded, it's a bit hard to get your head round, but they are unstable. And they want to cling to other things, positive to negative. That's the way life works in the scientific world. And so you'll find there are two electrodes generating the ions, and they are in the water looking for partners. Positively charged ions are looking for negatively charged particles, and they find them in the water because these blinking bacteria, believe it or not, God made them with negative charge. So they are attracted, and the bacteria, I think the best way to put it is that by some wonderful miracle, the copper and silver together penetrate and upset the DNA. We all know about DNA, we've all got DNA, well, bugs got DNA, and without the DNA working, they die. And bacteria that can't breed don't do you any harm. And there's lots of good bacteria in us. We don't want to kill those, of course, but it's very subtle, and it mustn't be overdone, of course. But the safety measures attached to the industry are intense. So you're not going to come to any harm in a properly controlled silver copper ionisation system.
Okay, well, thank you so much, George, for coming in. It's been a real pleasure to talk to you about how copper and silver ionisation works. What are you up to at the moment? Is there anything that you're doing at the moment that you'd like to talk about?
Well, I'm working on a technique which I hope would really help the third world. It's a question of being able to treat very large volumes of water economically. And it's in sharp contrast with, like, we think we're in big business, we go to a big hospital. But think of going to India when there are how many billion? 1.4 billion?
I think it is
an awful lot of people without clean water.
Billion,
and Africa too, crying out for clean water to drink. I'd love to see ionisation being used to the advantage of poor people who can't get pure water.
I absolutely agree with that. Well, thank you so much, George, for coming in and talking to us. And we wish you all the best in terms of your charitable endeavours. And if ProEconomy can help out in any way, please get in touch.